righty, y'all. So now our learning target today is I can solve systems of equations by substitution. I think you pretty much know how to recognize the number of solutions. So if the slopes are the same and the y-intercepts are different, how many solutions are you going to have? Anybody remember? Answer out.
Oh, so what?
If the slopes are the same
Oh, no.
and no solutions, right? And the y-intercepts are different, no solutions. What if the slope and the y-intercept are the same?
One solution. No, never mind.
Infinite. What if the slopes are different?
No.
One solution.
So underappreciated.
Okay.
Appreciate brain for a second.
All right, now we're going to solve systems by substitution. On this first part, these all work the same way. I'm not going to work all of them. It ran too long last class. Okay, so when I do substitution, let's look. I have y equals negative 5x, and then I have y equals negative x plus 24. So I can take this and substitute it right there where that y is. Okay, so where I have this y, instead of putting y, I'm going to put negative 5x because that's what y is equal to. Or I'm setting both equations equal to each other. If they're both solved for y or both solved for x, you can just set them equal to each other. Okay, now this is by itself, so leave it alone. Don't add 5x to each side of your line. Add x. Move it from over there. That cancels out. Negative 4x plus x. Negative 5x plus x is 4x. And then bring down my 24. And then I got a one-stepper. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 4. And x is equal to negative 6. Now, when I worked through these notes, these are your notes. So just put notes at the top or something so you can remember to keep them. But when I worked it before, I stopped there on all of them. And I realized a system of equation has an ordered pair as its solution. So I have x equals negative 6. I can take any of these equations to get y because it's already solved for y. So I'm going to take y equals negative 5x. And right here where I have an x, I'm going to substitute this negative 6 in there. It's solving by substitution. So y equals negative 5 times x, and x is a negative 6. So y is equal to positive 30. Now, last step. I have to write my answer as an ordered pair. That's first x comma y in parentheses. Additionally, since the test is going to be on paper, I want you to draw a box around those. So when I go grade your test, I'm looking for this. Then I go look to see what you did. Oh, no, I can't mark what you did wrong. You have to tell me what you did wrong. Okay. So I'm just going to put a red X there. But I used to go in and see what you did and circle what you did wrong, but I can't do that. All right, now I'm going to take this 3x and I'm going to substitute it right there. So 3x equals x plus 6. Now I'm just going to subtract x from each side of the equation of the equal sign. 3x minus x is 2x. That's equal to 6. And then I divide both sides by 2. And x is equal to 3. Now remember, I show my division like this. I don't do, because you don't do that in high school, you don't do that in college. And if you're doing a multi-step, you're going to get lost. So now I have x equals 3. I could really substitute it into either one of these equations. And I just do the easiest one. This is the easiest one to me. Y equals 3 times x. X is 3. So y equals 3 times 3. Y is equal to 9. Now, if I put that 3 in this equation, you see I'll get the same thing. I'll get 9. 3 plus 6 is 9. That's one way to check and see if your solution is correct. All right. So my solution, there's nothing to do on the computer right now. So 3, 9 is my answer.
What?
Questions? Oh, and I know, Joey, you did the highest on the practice. So, yeah, you did pretty good. Most of you did pretty good. If you got over 50% of the problems correct, they considered that real good. They consider that a potential 3 or 4 on ACAP.
Did I do good?
Because half of it you haven't had yet. So that makes sense. So if you get half of it, you haven't been taught yet. So if you got half of it right, that was pretty good.
Could we like see your ACOP scores?
It's kind of crazy.
Okay.
I'll see if I can do that. But the way it is your name and then what you did on each standard. And there's a lot of standards, like 30 something.
Did I do
Okay.
good, Miss Sledge?
I don't know, baby. I just remember the highest.
Wow.
I'm for real. I got 42 students. I'm not gonna remember everybody's score. I just looked at the 2 highest from each class.
Got negative 50 questions right.
All right. But Joey always tests well. He's like me. I test well. Some people don't. That's okay. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and substitute it right here. Five x is by itself, so I'm going to leave it alone. And I'm going to subtract this 9x from each side. So 5 minus 9 is negative 4. X. Divide both sides by negative 4. And x is equal to negative 1. Again, I can substitute this into either one of these equations. I always take the easiest one. Y equals 5 times x. So y is 5 times negative 1. Y equals negative 5. Now I'm going to set these two equal to each other. Substitute this right here. Okay, this is by itself, so work over here. Since that's a minus 8x, the opposite is a plus. That cancels out. Negative 4 plus 8 is 4x. Bring down that minus 24.
Oh.
Now divide both sides by 4.
I gotta get them.
Okay, now y equals negative 4x. Y equals negative 4 times negative 6. Positive 24. Write my ordered pair. Answer is always an ordered pair. And I literally forgot that today and had to go back on all of these and try to scribble in here and work the other part. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm gonna pause while y'all. Now let's flip to the back side. You can work 3 and 6 yourself. I want to spend a little bit more time on these. Now these are a little bit different. You're not setting each equation equal to each other. But again, we have y equals negative 4x, and then we have a negative 6x plus y equals negative 50. So negative 6x, I'm going to write this first, plus y equals negative 50. But what is y equal to? Negative 4x. I'm doing this the way one of my students used to do it. So he erased the y and put the negative 4x. Okay. So right there, I substituted this for y. Questions?
That's it.
Nope. Now, negative 6x plus a negative 4x is a negative 10x, and that's equal to a negative 50. And then I divide both sides by negative 10. I go fast on the equation, so slow me down. X is equal to 5. Lord, I cut the air on. I'm still hot. Is anything, y'all feel anything blowing?
I'm freezing.
You freezing. I am sweating.
Yeah, me too.
Keep your jacket on because I'm sweating. My math teacher was hot all the time and kept the room cold too, so I don't know I'm doing like that. Okay, now, so I have x equals 5, and I'm going to substitute that into this equation because I need y. I can substitute it up here, but that's too much drama. So y is equal to, okay, it's blowing now, negative 20. And so here's my answer, x comma y. Ooh, it feels good. Okay, now this one is a little bit different. This one is solved for x, right? And so x is equal to negative 7y, but here we have 3x. That's 3 times x. So if you forget, just write yourself a little note that that is multiplication. So when I substitute x in here, it's going to be multiplied by 3. So x is equal to negative 7y. So where I have that x, I'm going to put that negative 7y. So 3 times x is negative 7y plus y equals 20.
Oh.
Okay, any questions? Okay, here. So 3 times negative 7y is a negative 21y plus y equals 20. Okay. That's a 20. Okay, negative 21y plus y is 20y because we subtract. Keep the sign of the larger number.
Where did you get 21 from?
3 times 7.
Oh, jeez.
Y is equal to negative 1. Negative 7y equals x. Negative 7 times negative 1 equals x because y is negative 1. And then 7 equals x. So that's my ordered pair, x first and then y. All right, now let's do another one that's like that. So y is equal to a negative 2x Okay? And then we got to put it right there.
Wait, Miss Lynn,
Mm-hmm.
why did you put the 7 first? Oh, never mind.
Because it's X. Why did I put it first?
Yeah.
We saw for Y first this time. You saw it right. She asked why did I put the 7 first, and somebody else may have that same question. Although she figured it out, I'm going to go ahead and answer it because X is 7 and X always comes first. On all the other ones, we had solved for X first, and this one we solved for Y first. All right, so I'm going to take this 2X and I'm going to put it right here. All right, and so this is going to be 3X plus 4y. Y is negative 2X equals 50. Do y'all see why I put that like that?
And go off.
Hmm?
Oh. Fine.
Okay, y'all ready? So I have 3X. 4 times negative 2X is negative 8X equals 50. We have to subtract there because they have different signs. If you get confused, put it in a calculator. Divide both sides by negative 5. Yeah, this is a calculator standard. And that's a negative 10. Now I'm going to take this equation to find y because it's already solved for y. If you got an equation that's already solved for the variable that you're looking for, use that one. So y is negative 2x. Y is negative 2 times negative 10. Y is 20. Write your ordered pair and draw a box around it so I won't be all over the page trying to find your answer.
Miss Lynn,
Mm-hmm.
where'd you get the 5 from?
3x minus 8x is negative 5x.
Oh.
That's a good question. One of my 6th graders said, "Why do you say every question is a good question?" Because every question you ask, one or more of your classmates had the same question. And so it gives us an opportunity to get clarity. Because I might say something wrong. Okay, now this one says y equals negative x. So where I have that y, I'm going to put that negative x. So I have 10x plus 2 times y, and that's equal to 40. If my pen acts right. Ooh, that's air. Now it feels good. So 10x, 2 times negative x is minus 2x. I put plus a negative there. You don't have to do that. 10x minus 2x is 8x. 8x is equal to 40. Divide both sides by 8. X is equal to 5. Now this is interesting. Y equals minus x. So y equals minus 5. So y is equal to negative 5. So here's my ordered pair.
This is 8th grade level?
Mm-hmm. What? This is step what? Oh, it goes I was getting ready to give y'all a worksheet today, but I got to go through 3 levels on Delta Math to get you there. But this is I like the way Delta Math slows it up and kind of goes through step from step to step. It goes with the kind, yeah, where you can set the equations equal to each other, and then it does these kind where you may have to multiply, and then it takes the ones where you have the whole equation where you have to actually solve.
Oh, let me stop doing that. Sounds good. Speaking again, what? Say it. Say it. How are you? No contact. Okay.
Y'all ready?
Excellent.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do these last 2 on this kind because they're a little bit more involved. And I understand that. And that'll give you 30 minutes to work these. Let me do this one. Well, I'll do both of them. So y is equal to 2x. So I'm going to take this 2x and I'm going to put it here where I have y. Everybody with me? So where I have y, I'm going to put 2x. And it's multiplication. This is 3 times y. So it's 3 times 2x. 3 times 2x is 6x. 5x plus negative 5x plus 6x is 1x. So x is 2. And I'm going to take that 2 and substitute it here. Y equals 2 times x, so y equals 2 times 2. And he knows that 2 times 2 is 4, so we're proud of him. Yeah, 2 and 4. But one day after a long day at work, I was in my, which class was it? Numerical analysis, one of them. I couldn't multiply 2 times 3 to save my life. I wasn't even getting 5, which was like accidentally adding them. I was getting 8, and then I said 7. And I got my calculator out, and my professor said, Madam, you don't need a calculator. I said, 2 times 3 is 7. He said, okay, yeah, we need to do that. Yeah. But my brain was just fried. All right. X is negative 4y. So right here where I have x, I'm going to put a negative 4y. But notice that the coefficient of x is also negative. So this is a negative 2 times x. And we see that x is 4y, negative 4y. So don't lose that negative sign. So this is negative 2 times x. So it's a negative 2 times negative 4y. Minus 10y equals negative 2. And so negative 2 times negative 4 is 8y minus 10y. I have to put that loop on my y's because sometimes I can write so fast it looks like a 4. 8y minus 10y is minus 2y. Yeah, I got that right. Equals negative 2. And I divide both sides by negative 2. And y is equal to 1. Then I'm going to substitute it here. Negative 4y equals x. Negative 4 times 1 equals x. So that's a negative 4. I know I didn't have to go through all those steps, but I just want to make sure we are methodical about what we do. Now, if you think this is a lot of work, when we get to the next one, that's going to be a lot of work. The next type. So this is level 1 and level 2, and then we'll do level 3. I need to check back on the test to make sure we're doing level 3. But my classes always know how to do it. But you all did well on the systems on the test. I don't know what they asked y'all, but y'all did well on it. I'm happy about that because we had just started working on that. All righty.